Sri V.K. Krishna Menon realized that the high level of physical, mental, and intellectual attainment needed for induction into the officer cadre could not be nurtured in the common schools. Thus, Sainik schools took birth as a brainchild of this great visionary leader and the Defence Minister of India at that time. Jamnagar, the jewel of Kathiawar, is on the coast of Gulf of Kutch. It has unspoilt islands, beaches, hills, temples, palaces, fantastic bird sanctuaries, and fascinating marine national park. Jamnagar, with a tri-service military tradition spanning right from the period of World War I, and it is the land of General Rajendra Singh Ji, the first chief of the Army Chief of the Indian Army and the second Indian to become the Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Armed Forces. Therefore, it was the natural choice for Jamnagar to be the location of the second Sainik school of the country and the first of its kind in Gujarat. The pioneering work of setting the infrastructure was carried out under the able guidance of the first principal, Commander O.P. Sharma. But the extensive infrastructure needed for a regimental public school required vast area, and therefore school has to relocate to the village called Balachadi, 30 kilometers away from Jamnagar city. Balachadi had a heroic tradition and legacy of love and care to the alien refugees in the past. It was a home away from home for the 700 Polish refugee children and women who stayed, studied, played for 4 years from 1942 to 1946, the most turbulent years of Second World War. In 1965, Balachadi underwent a change. Its dry skyline was broken into symmetry by the growing structure of a national institution, destined to become a center of excellence in the years to come. Lieutenant Colonel K.D. Hiranandani, the second principal, raised the superstructure of one of the finest public schools with teachers of India and Great Britain. Finally, on 7th March 1965, the 4-year-old Sainik School of Gujarat was formally shifted to Balachadi. It had a humble beginning by the man at the helm of affairs in the country, none other than the then Prime Minister of India, Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri. Sainik School Balachadi was always fortunate enough to have highly learned and experienced galaxy of academic faculty. Their devotion to duty and efforts to empower and enlighten the young minds of our cadets are praiseworthy. The school's diversity offers unique opportunity to its students to learn and progress. It lays adequate emphasis on extracurricular activities, physical training, games, and NCC training. A diverse program schedule throughout the year helps students to give expressions to their interest. The school has always provided platform to our cadets to showcase their talents and discover a new facet of their personality. All these are part of our ultimate endeavor to inculcate the leadership qualities in our children. Such an all-round cadet is the final product ready to join the prestigious National Defence Academy. Sri V.K. Krishna Menon realized that the high level of physical, mental, and intellectual attainment needed for induction into the officer cadre could not be nurtured in the common schools. Thus, Sainik schools took birth as a brainchild of this great visionary leader and the Defence Minister of India at that time. Jamnagar, the jewel of Kathiawad, is on the coast of Gulf of Kutch. It has unspoilt islands, beaches, hills, temples, palaces, fantastic bird sanctuaries, and fascinating marine national park. Jamnagar, with a tri-service military tradition spanning right from the period of World War I, and it is the land of General Rajendra Singh Ji, the first Chief of the Army Chief of the Indian Army and the second Indian to become the Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Armed Forces. Therefore, it was the natural choice for Jamnagar to be the location of the second Sainik school of the country and the first of its kind in Gujarat. The pioneering work of setting the infrastructure was carried out under the able guidance of the first principal, Commander O.P. Sharma. But the extensive infrastructure needed for a regimental public school required vast area, and therefore school has to relocate to the village called Balachadi, 30 kilometers away from Jamnagar city. Balachadi had a heroic tradition and legacy of love and care to the alien refugees in the past. It was a home away from home for the 700 Polish refugee children and women who stayed, studied, played for 4 years from 1942 to 1946, the most turbulent years of Second World War. In 1965, Balachadi underwent a change. Its dry skyline was broken into symmetry by the growing structure of a national institution, destined to become a center of excellence in the years to come. Lieutenant Colonel K.D. Hiranandani, the second principal, raised the superstructure of one of the finest public schools with teachers of India and Great Britain. Finally, on 7th March 1965, the 4-year-old Sainik School of Gujarat was formally shifted to Balachadi. It had a humble beginning by the man at the helm of affairs in the country, none other than the then Prime Minister of India, Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri. Sainik School Balachadi was always fortunate enough to have highly learned and experienced galaxy of academic faculty. Their devotion to duty and efforts to empower and enlighten the young minds of our cadets are praiseworthy. The school's diversity offers unique opportunity to its students to learn and progress. It lays adequate emphasis on extracurricular activities, physical training, games, and NCC training. A diverse program schedule throughout the year helps students to give expressions to their interest. The school has always provided platform to our cadets to showcase their talents and discover a new facet of their personality. All these are part of our ultimate endeavor to inculcate the leadership qualities in our children. Such an all-round cadet is the final product ready to join the prestigious National Defence Academy. Sri V.K. Krishna Menon realized that the high level of physical, mental, and intellectual attainment needed for induction into the officer cadre could not be nurtured in the common schools. Thus, Sainik schools took birth as a brainchild of this great visionary leader and the Defence Minister of India at that time. Jamnagar, the jewel of Kathiawad, is on the coast of Gulf of Kutch. It has unspoilt islands, beaches, hills, temples, palaces, fantastic bird sanctuaries, and fascinating marine national park. Jamnagar, with a tri-service military tradition spanning right from the period of World War I, and it is the land of General Rajendra Singh Ji, the first Chief of the Army Chief of the Indian Army and the second Indian to become the Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Armed Forces. Therefore, it was the natural choice for Jamnagar to be the location of the second Sainik school of the country and the first of its kind in Gujarat. The pioneering work of setting the infrastructure was carried out under the able guidance of the first principal, Commander O.P. Sharma. But the extensive infrastructure needed for a regimental public school required vast area, and therefore school has to relocate to the village called Balachadi, 30 kilometers away from Jamnagar city. Balachadi had a heroic tradition and legacy of love and care to the alien refugees in the past. It was a home away from home for the 700 Polish refugee children and women who stayed, studied, played for 4 years from 1942 to 1946, the most turbulent years of Second World War. In 1965, Balachadi underwent a change. Its dry skyline was broken into symmetry by the growing structure of a national institution, destined to become a center of excellence in the years to come. Lieutenant Colonel K.D. Hiranandani, the second principal, raised the superstructure of one of the finest public schools with teachers of India and Great Britain. Finally, on 7th March 1965, the 4-year-old Sainik School of Gujarat was formally shifted to Balachadi. It had a humble beginning by the man at the helm of affairs in the country, none other than the then Prime Minister of India, Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri. Sainik School Balachadi was always fortunate enough to have highly learned and experienced galaxy of academic faculty. Their devotion to duty and efforts to empower and enlighten the young minds of our cadets are praiseworthy. The school's diversity offers unique opportunity to its students to learn and progress. It lays adequate emphasis on extracurricular activities, physical training, games, and NCC training. A diverse program schedule throughout the year helps students to give expressions to their interest. The school has always provided platform to our cadets to showcase their talents and discover a new facet of their personality. All these are part of our ultimate endeavor to inculcate the leadership qualities in our children. Such an all-round cadet is the final product ready to join the prestigious National Defence Academy.
For the kind information of the gathering, the chief guest has arrived at Shauryastham for wreath-laying ceremony. to maintain silence. kindly maintain silence. Very shortly, the chief guest will be with us. May I start, sir? Good morning to one and all present in the August Hall of Balachadi. Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Lieutenant General Asit Mistry, PVSM, AVSM, SM, VSM, retired. Director, School of Internal Security, Defense and Strategic Studies, Rashtriya Raksha University, an institution of national importance, Dahegam, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Esteemed officers, OPSA members, distinguished guests, staff members, and fellow cadets. I, Cadet Abhishek Raj, and Cadet Shreyans Pandey, feel extremely happy and privileged to welcome you to the 60th Annual Day Diamond Jubilee celebration of Sainik School Balachadi. Sir, we are so blessed to have you amongst us. Thank you, sir, for your benign presence. Now, it's time to apprise the gathering about our honorable chief guest. Today, we feel honored to welcome one of the senior-most alumnus of our school on the momentous occasion of Annual Day Celebration 2021-22. Sir, the school is honored by your benign presence. With your kind permission, sir, I would like to introduce you to this august gathering, and especially to the current generation of Balachadians. General Asit Mistry, roll number 795, was enrolled in Sainik School Balachadi on 27 June 1972 and passed out from the school on 18 July 1978. Sir had been a very sincere, hardworking, focused, though slightly shy student during his school days. But the saying goes that leaders are not born, they are made. It was his sheer passion and hard work due to which he was selected for NDA, from where he passed out in 1981 and was later commissioned into 12 Maratha Light Infantry after passing out from Indian Military Academy on 12 June 1982. He is an alumnus of Defense Services Staff College, where he earned his degree in Defense Studies from Madras University, and Army War College, where he earned his Master of Philosophy from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. During his checkered career, General has experience of varied command and staff appointments. He had an opportunity to command his parent unit, 12 Maratha Light Infantry, and then Infantry Battalion in Siachen Glacier, a mountain brigade in Upper Assam, a counter-insurgency force in North Kashmir. He has also been a team commander in National Security Guards, the elite counter-terrorist force of India. General Mistry also has rich experience of UN peacekeeping. He has been a UN military observer in Liberia in 1996-97 and Deputy Force Commander in South Sudan from December 2011 to March 2014 in extremely hostile and challenging environment. For his distinguished service to the nation, General was awarded PVSM on 26 January 2021, AVSM on 26 January 2016, VSM on 26 January 2005, and Sena Medal on 26 January 2012.
The general officer assumed the appointment of Commandant National Defence Academy Khadakwasla with effect from 1st February 2020 till 31st October 2021. He had been the colonel of the regiment of 12 Maratha Light Infantry and general officer commanding headquarters Delhi area.
He is happily married to Mrs. Meera Mistry, who is a qualified nutritionist and has done her post-graduation in clinical dietetics from MS University, Baroda, Gujarat. In the past, she has worked for a number of NGOs like Chetna and Voluntary Health Association of India in the field of nutrition health education. She has also undertaken project work in tribal areas of Gujarat as well as rural areas in UP under the aegis of ICDP, Integrated Child Development Program, an initiative of the Government of India. For the last 20 years, she has been a homemaker and actively involved in welfare activities for families of army personnel. For the proud parents, their son has followed the father's footsteps and has joined army. Major Shri Mistry is presently serving with 12 Maratha Light Infantry, a unit which was commanded by his father. Currently, Sir is holding the prestigious post of Director, School of Internal Security, Defense and Strategic Studies, Rashtriya Raksha University, an institution of national importance at Dahegam in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Once again, I welcome you, sir, and also thank you for sparing your valuable time for this occasion. Having such a personality of high stature amongst us is a real fortune. Thank you for your esteemed presence on the occasion of 60th Annual Day celebration of Sainik School Balachadi.
Now, let me just give you all a brief outline of today's events. First, there will be lighting of lamp, followed by Annual Report 2021-22. Then, there will be a short culture program. After that, there will be prize distribution ceremony. Then, presentation of Queen of Commandant NDA. Presentation memento to Chief Guest. Then, address by the Chief Guest, vote of thanks, that school song, and at last, the national anthem.
We are lamps, all having a light of our own. Some may be dim, some bright, fueled by passion, shining all alone, trying to make a difference. But when we find other lamps, it adds to the luminescence, and it becomes a beautiful pattern. With this noble thought, let us start this event by lighting the lamp. I request Honorable Chief Guest, esteemed officers, Senior Master, Mr. Bharat Patel, OPSA member, to kindly light the lamp and invoke blessings of Almighty. Sir, please.
Annual day forms an integral part of our school activities. It is an occasion of celebration, felicitation, feast and festivity when students present not only their wonderful performances but also receive the awards and appreciation for their curricular and co-curricular achievements. School annual day provides the school opportunity to showcase its achievements. It's time now for the annual report for the session 2021-22. May I now request Group Captain Ravinder Singh, Principal Sainik School Balachadi, to present the school's annual report. Sir, please.
हर वर्ष की भांति ये वार्षिक रिपोर्ट भी मैं हिंदी में पढ़ूंगा ताकि हमारे जो अभिभावक हैं ऑनलाइन वो इसको ठीक से समझ सकें। आज के सम्मानित मुख्य अतिथि लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल असित मिस्ट्री, PVSM, AVSM, SM, VSM सेवानिवृत्त, ऑडिटोरियम में उपस्थित ऑप्सा के सदस्यगण, एडमिन ऑफिसर्स, कोऑर्डिनेटर महेश कुमार, कोऑर्डिनेटर श्री लक्ष्मी, एकेडमिक एवं एडम स्टाफ, वर्चुअल रूप से इस समारोह से जुड़े अभिभावकगण, विद्यालय परिवार के अन्य सदस्य और इस देश और प्रदेश के भावी लीडर्स के रूप में बैठे मेरे प्रिय कैडेट्स, आज हम अपने प्रतिष्ठित स्कूल का डायमंड जुबली वार्षिक उत्सव मना रहे हैं, जिसकी स्थापना 8 जुलाई 1961 में हुई थी। मुझे इस बात की खुशी है कि मैं अपने सामने डायमंड जुबली वर्ष में जनवरी 2021 से जनवरी 2022 के दौरान संपन्न सभी गतिविधियों और उपलब्धियों की रिपोर्ट प्रस्तुत करने जा रहा हूं। यह रिपोर्ट स्कूल के लोक आचार, समर्पण और दृढ़ विश्वास की अभिव्यक्ति का एक प्रतिबिंब है, जिसके साथ हम अपने लक्ष्यों और उस भावना को आगे बढ़ाते हैं जिसके लिए साथ हम बालाछड़ी में काम करते हैं। हम इस महान संस्थान की गौरवशाली परंपराओं को बनाए रखने और बढ़ाने के लिए एक टीम के रूप में कार्यरत हैं। इस यादगार अवसर पर हम एक शानदार भविष्य बनाने के लिए दृढ़ संकल्प के साथ खुद को एक बार फिर समर्पित करते हैं। जैसा कि आप सभी को अच्छी तरह से विज्ञप्त है, पिछले वर्ष की तरह इस वर्ष भी कोविड-19 के प्रकोप ने हमारे जीवन के सभी क्षेत्रों को, जैसे शिक्षा, व्यवसाय, सामाजिक और सांस्कृतिक गतिविधियों को बुरी तरह से प्रभावित किया, लेकिन ये हमारे जोश और जुनून को कम नहीं कर सका। हम इसे एक अवसर के रूप में उपयोग करने में सफल रहे हैं। हम कैडेटों को पढ़ाने, उनका मार्गदर्शन करने और उनके प्रशिक्षण कार्य को सामान्य रूप से जारी रखे हुए हैं, जिससे एनडीए में जाने के उनके सपनों को हम पूरा कर सकें। सबसे पहले मैं इस संस्थान के उन सदस्यों के प्रति आभार प्रकट करना चाहता हूं और भविष्य के लिए शुभकामनाएं देना चाहता हूं, जिन्होंने इस संस्थान को अपनी सेवाएं दी। स्कूल ने सूबेदार रतन सिंह राठौड़ को, जिन्होंने इस स्कूल को एनसीसी प्रभारी के रूप में अपनी सेवाएं प्रदान की, 18 जून 2021 को उनके तबादले पर विदाई दी। स्कूल ने श्री कुल प्रसाद LDC, जिन्होंने स्कूल को 4 वर्षों की सेवा प्रदान की और अपने बेहतर भविष्य के लिए सेवा से त्यागपत्र दिया, 16 अक्टूबर 2021 को विदाई दी। विदाई के साथ ही हमने विद्यालय परिवार के कई सदस्यों का स्वागत भी किया है। श्रीमती प्रिया सोनागरा की नई नियुक्ति 15 फरवरी 2021 को TGT मैथ्स के पद पर हुई और सूबेदार प्रताप सिंह ने 18 जून 2021 को एनसीसी के प्रभारी का कार्यभार संभाला। मैं स्कूल परिवार में इन दोनों का स्वागत करता हूं और उज्जवल भविष्य की कामनाएं करता हूं। किसी भी शैक्षणिक संस्थान का नाम और प्रतिष्ठा उसके आंतरिक एवं बाह्य परीक्षाओं में प्रदर्शन पर निर्धारित होता है। मुझे ये सूचित करते हुए बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि हमने 10वीं और 12वीं की बोर्ड परीक्षाओं में 100% सफलता के अपने स्तर को बनाए रखा है। 10वीं कक्षा में कैडेट निशांत कुमार राही ने 95.2% अंक प्राप्त करके स्कूल स्तर पर प्रथम स्थान हासिल किया। कैडेट वेदांत कोटाडिया ने 94.6% अंक प्राप्त करके द्वितीय स्थान और 93.8% अंक हासिल कर कैडेट अभिषेक गुप्ता ने तृतीय स्थान हासिल किया। 12वीं कक्षा में कैडेट मीत बोड़ा ने 95.4% अंक प्राप्त करके विद्यालय स्तर पर प्रथम स्थान, कैडेट सुधांशु कुमार ने 91.8% अंक प्राप्त कर द्वितीय स्थान और कैडेट आनंद परमार ने 90.2% अंकों के साथ तृतीय स्थान प्राप्त किया। इसके अलावा अन्य कक्षाओं के कैडेटों ने भी 100% परिणाम हासिल किए। लॉकडाउन के दौरान हमने लगभग सभी गतिविधियों में नियमित रूप से ऑनलाइन कक्षाएं संचालित करके कैडेटों को सफलतापूर्वक प्रशिक्षण प्रदान किया है, जिनमें एकेडमिक, को करिकुलर, खेलकूद, एनसीसी, यूपीएससी और एसएसबी प्रशिक्षण कक्षाएं शामिल हैं। साथ ही स्कूल सीबीएसई और रक्षा मंत्रालय से समय समय पर प्राप्त दिशा निर्देशों को सफलतापूर्वक लागू करता रहा है। हम भविष्य में भी गुणवत्तापूर्ण परिणामों के लिए कड़ी मेहनत करते रहेंगे। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि स्कूल का प्राथमिक उद्देश्य राष्ट्रीय रक्षा अकादमी में प्रवेश के लिए शैक्षणिक, शारीरिक और मानसिक रूप से कैडेट्स को तैयार करना है। स्कूल ने इस सत्र के दौरान अनेक एसएसबी प्रशिक्षण सत्र आयोजित किए। इसके अलावा कैडेट्स की ग्रूमिंग के लिए समय समय पर आयोजित प्रशिक्षण सत्रों में रक्षा सेवा के सेवानिवृत्त और सेवारत अधिकारियों ने नियमित रूप से योगदान दिया। इसके लिए मैं ब्रिगेडियर आर.एस. राठौड़ और कमांडर कीरत गढ़वी के योगदान का विशेष रूप से उल्लेख करना चाहूँगा। हम उनके प्रति हृदय से आभार प्रकट करते हैं। इस सत्र के दौरान प्रतिष्ठित रक्षा अकादमी, राष्ट्रीय रक्षा अकादमी के 147वें कोर्स में हमारे स्कूल के कुल 7 कैडेट्स ने एसएसबी क्लियर करने में सफल रहे। इन कैडेटों के नाम और उनकी तस्वीरें आप स्लाइड पर देख सकते हैं। चौदह नवंबर 2021 को हुई 148वें कोर्स की लिखित परीक्षा में हमारे 17 कैडेट्स ने सफलता पाई है। इनकी एसएसबी ट्रेनिंग का काम जारी है। 28 फरवरी से ये कैडेट्स अपनी क्षमता प्रदर्शन करने के लिए एसएसबी जाएंगे। स्कूल समय समय पर शैक्षणिक संकायों को भी समृद्ध करता है। शैक्षणिक स्टाफ को क्षमता निर्माण और प्रशिक्षण सत्र में भाग लेने के लिए भेजा जाता है। इस सत्र में कोरोना पैंडेमिक की वजह से स्कूल फिजिकल रूप से शिक्षकों को प्रशिक्षण आयोजित नहीं कर सका, लेकिन वर्चुअल रूप से सीबीएसई द्वारा डिज़ाइन किए गए अनेक कार्यक्रमों में उन्होंने भाग लिया, जिनमें शिक्षा मंत्रालय द्वारा आयोजित निष्ठा ऐप प्रोग्राम्स और सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस सीबीएसई अजमेर द्वारा आयोजित अनेक ऑनलाइन प्रशिक्षण सत्र शामिल हैं। न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के मुख्य विशेषताओं को बढ़ावा देने के उद्देश्य से अनेक रोचक विषयों पर प्रशिक्षण मॉड्यूल डिज़ाइन किए गए हैं, जिनमें आर्ट इंटीग्रेटेड लर्निंग, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड लर्निंग, प्री वोकेशनल लर्निंग आदि शामिल हैं। इसके अलावा शिक्षकों और अधिकारियों ने भी अनेक समसामयिक विषयों पर सेमिनार आयोजित किए और अपने प्रेजेंटेशन दिए, जिसका लाभ हम सबको मिला। इनमें से कुछ विषय प्रमुख इस प्रकार से हैं: लीडरशिप, आइडेंटिफिकेशन and encouragement among cadets, ICT in chemistry, stress management, COVID-19 scenario, addressing challenges in school education, and Indian freedom movement. मुझे ये बताते हुए हर्ष हो रहा है कि सैनिक स्कूल सोसाइटी ने IITE गांधीनगर के साथ सैनिक स्कूल के शिक्षकों को प्रशिक्षित करने के लिए एक 5 वर्ष का MOU किया है, जिसके अंतर्गत इस वर्ष सभी सैनिक स्कूलों के 800 शिक्षकों को प्रशिक्षित किया जाएगा। यह प्रक्रिया 15 अप्रैल 2022 से आरंभ की जाएगी। सैनिक स्कूल बालाछड़ी एनसीसी कंपनी का उद्देश्य आज की गतिशील दुनिया में एक विश्वसनीय, ईमानदार, बहादुर, अनुशासित व्यक्ति विकसित करना है। एनसीसी स्टाफ कैडेट्स के समग्र विकास के लिए विभिन्न गतिविधियों का संचालन कर रहे हैं, हमारे कैडेट्स ने विभिन्न सामाजिक जागरूकता एवं प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रमों में बढ़ चढ़कर भाग लिया है। इनमें से कुछ प्रमुख इस प्रकार हैं। सीनियर डिवीजन के कैडेट्स के द्वारा ब्रिगेड में स्मॉल आर्म्स की फायरिंग प्रैक्टिस की गई। बालाछड़ी में स्वच्छता अभियान के तहत प्लॉगिंग का आयोजन किया गया। पैंडेमिक के दौरान वेटरन्स के साथ कैडेट्स ने ऑनलाइन इंटरेक्शन किया। सीमा पर तैनात सैनिकों के लिए हमारे कैडेट्स ने ग्रीटिंग कार्ड बनाकर उन्हें अपने संदेश भेजे। वार्षिक ड्रिल कंपटीशन का आयोजन किया गया। कोविड-19 पर जागरूकता अभियान के अंतर्गत बालाछड़ी गांव में वैक्सीनेशन रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंप का आयोजन किया गया। पर्यावरण दिवस पर वृक्षारोपण अभियान का आयोजन किया गया। फिट इंडिया मूवमेंट रन का ऑनलाइन आयोजन किया गया। 28 नवंबर को एनसीसी का दिवस मनाया गया और कैडेट्स द्वारा सेना, नौसेना और वायुसेना की इकाइयों के हथियार प्रदर्शन का अवलोकन भी किया गया। मैं आप सबको यह भी बताना चाहूँगा कि इस वर्ष जूनियर डिवीजन और सीनियर डिवीजन के कैडेट्स को एनसीसी के द्वारा यूनिफॉर्म भी इशू किए जा चुके हैं। इस वर्ष स्कूल की एनसीसी कंपनी में 2 नए सदस्यों का आगमन हुआ है, जिससे हमारे स्कूल्स की एएनओ की संख्या अब 6 से बढ़कर 8 हो गई है। स्कूल के युवा शिक्षकों का इसमें बड़ा योगदान है। स्कूल में नवनियुक्त मैथ्स टीचर मिस अंकुर चौधरी को जूनियर डिवीजन में 3rd ऑफिसर के रूप में डायरेक्ट कमीशन प्रदान किया गया है और डॉक्टर वेंकटेश को सीटीओ सीनियर डिवीजन के रूप में अपॉइंट किया गया है। वर्ष 2021-22 के दौरान अनेक गतिविधियां और समारोह मनाए गए, जिनमें हमारे कैडेट्स की छिपी हुई प्रतिभा उजागर हुई है। वर्ष की शुरुआत 1 जनवरी 2021 को नए साल के जश्न के रूप में हुई। कोविड नियमों का पालन करते हुए इसे हमने बहुत धूमधाम से मनाया, जिसमें स्कूल के सभी सदस्यों ने हर्षोल्लास के साथ भाग लिया। इसके अलावा स्कूल ने कई समारोहों का ऑनलाइन मोड में आयोजन किया, जिनमें कुछ प्रमुख हैं। 15 जनवरी को सेना दिवस का ऑनलाइन मनाया गया। 18 जनवरी इंटर हाउस ऐसे राइटिंग कंपटीशन ऑनलाइन आयोजित किया गया। 26 जनवरी को गणतंत्र दिवस हर्षोल्लास और देश प्रेम की भावना से ऑर्गेनाइज किया गया। 20 जून को इंटर हाउस स्पीच कंपटीशन ऑनलाइन आयोजित किया गया। 21 जून को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस ऑनलाइन मनाया गया। 8 जुलाई 2021 को रेजिंग डे डायमंड जुबली सेलिब्रेशन बड़े धूमधाम से मनाया गया। इस अवसर पर अनेक कार्यक्रम आयोजित किए गए। राज्य के तत्कालीन शिक्षा मंत्री श्री भूपेंद्र सिंह चुडासमा, सांसद श्रीमती पूनमबेन माडम, ब्रिगेडियर सिद्धार्थ चंद्र, कमांडर 31 इन्फेंट्री ब्रिगेड तथा अन्य गणमान्य व्यक्ति लोग इस समारोह की शोभा बढ़ाई। 26 जुलाई को हम लोगों ने कारगिल दिवस आयोजन किया। इसके अलावा देश की आज़ादी के 75वें वर्ष पूरे होने के अवसर पर मनाए जाने वाले अमृत महोत्सव के अंतर्गत आयोजित राष्ट्रगान प्रतियोगिता और फिट इंडिया फ्रीडम रन जैसे कार्यक्रमों में विद्यालय परिवार के सदस्यों ने भी बढ़ चढ़कर भाग लिया। 15 अगस्त 2021 को 75वें स्वतंत्रता दिवस समारोह को बड़े जोश और उत्साह के साथ ऑनलाइन मनाया गया। इस अवसर पर शहीद कैप्टन नीलेश सोनी के बड़े भाई श्री जगदीश सोनी ने उनके भाई की शहादत की याद में उन्हें सेना द्वारा प्राप्त की गई सॉइल ऑफ सेक्रीफाइस को स्कूल को समर्पित किया। इस पवित्र मिट्टी को सम्मानपूर्वक लीडर्स गैलरी में प्रदर्शित किया गया है। यहाँ मैं शहीद मेजर ऋषिकेश रमानी के परिवार का भी आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा, जिन्होंने अपने प्रिय पुत्र के स्मृति चिन्ह के रूप में उनकी वर्दी स्कूल को प्रदान की, जिन्हें सम्मानपूर्वक लीडर्स गैलरी में प्रदर्शित किया गया है। 5 सितंबर को शिक्षक दिवस को भी परंपरागत रूप से मनाया गया। 14 सितंबर को हिंदी दिवस के अवसर पर हिंदी पखवाड़े का आयोजन किया गया। इसके अंतर्गत निबंध लेखन तथा काव्य पाठन प्रतियोगिता का ऑनलाइन आयोजन किया गया। 2 अक्टूबर 2021 को राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी की 192वीं जन्मदिन के अवसर पर स्वच्छता को समर्पित एक प्लॉग रन का आयोजन किया गया। 8 अक्टूबर को वायुसेना दिवस मनाया गया। 4 नवंबर 2021 को दीपावली उत्सव पहली बार कैडेट्स के साथ कैंपस में मनाया गया, क्योंकि इस बार कैडेट्स दिवाली पर छुट्टी पर नहीं गए थे। 18 नवंबर को बलसुरा द्वारा आयोजित पेंटिंग प्रतियोगिता में कैडेट्स ने भाग लिया। 23 नवंबर 2021 को आईएनएस बलसुरा द्वारा आयोजित जीके क्विज में हमारे कैडेट्स ने लगातार तीसरी बार प्रथम स्थान हासिल किया है। 26 नवंबर को संविधान दिवस मनाया गया, जिसमें शपथ समारोह का भी आयोजन किया गया। 14 जनवरी 2022 को मकर संक्रांति के अवसर पर काइट फ्लाइंग का आयोजन किया गया। 15 जनवरी को सेना दिवस और 26 जनवरी को गणतंत्र दिवस हर्षोल्लास से मनाया गया, जिसमें कक्षा 12th के कैडेट्स की पीओपी और ड्रिल कंपटीशन का आयोजन किया गया। 30 जनवरी 2022 को शहीदों को याद करने के लिए शहीद दिवस मनाया गया। इसके अलावा इंटर हाउस हिंदी और अंग्रेजी वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता तथा हमारे कैडेट्स के समग्र विकास के लिए सभी आवश्यक कार्यक्रम स्कूल के कैलेंडर के अनुसार आयोजित किए गए। यात्रा भी शिक्षा को प्रदान करने का एक साधन है। महत्व वाले स्थानों पर भ्रमण का हमेशा कैडेट्स के ऊपर एक स्थायी प्रभाव पड़ता है, जो उन पर एक अमिट छाप छोड़ता है। इसके लिए हर वर्ष स्कूल ऐसे कई दौरे और सैर सपाटों का आयोजन करता है, लेकिन पैंडेमिक की वजह से इस बार कैडेट्स को एनडीए एवं अन्य स्थानों का दौरा नहीं हो सका। फिर भी हमने उनके लिए नरारा एवं खिजड़िया बर्ड सेंचुरी के स्थानीय दौरे का आयोजन किया। इस शैक्षणिक वर्ष के दौरान विभिन्न कार्य क्षेत्रों से अनेक गणमान्य व्यक्तियों ने हमारे स्कूल का दौरा किया और कैडेट्स के जीवन में महान ऊंचाइयां प्राप्त करने के लिए प्रेरित किया। तत्कालीन शिक्षा मंत्री श्री भूपेंद्र सिंह चौड़ासमा और श्रीमती पूनम बेन मैडम सांसद ने 8 जुलाई 2021 को स्कूल के रेजिंग डे में शिरकत की। एयर कमोडोर एसएस त्यागी वीएसएम रिटायर्ड मुख्य अतिथि के तौर पर 75वें स्वतंत्रता दिवस में समारोह में शामिल हुए। श्री सतीश सिंह जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी बीआरओ एंड सेरेमोनियल एंड ऑनरी सेक्रेटरी सैनिक स्कूल सोसाइटी तथा ब्रिगेडियर डॉक्टर पी.के. शर्मा इंस्पेक्टिंग ऑफिसर सैनिक स्कूल सोसाइटी ने 21 अक्टूबर 2021 को स्कूल का दौरा किया। मेजर जनरल अरविंद कपूर एडीजी एनसीसी डायरेक्टरेट गुजरात 23 नवंबर 2021 को स्कूल के दौरे पर आए। मेजर जनरल मोहित वाधवा जीओसी 11 इन्फेंट्री डिव एंड एलबीए चेयरमैन 5 जनवरी 2022 को स्कूल में पधारे। ग्रुप कैप्टन जेराड गैल्वे स्टेशन कमांडर एयरफोर्स स्टेशन समाना ने मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में 73rd गणतंत्र दिवस की शोभा बढ़ाई। स्कूल ने गत वर्ष इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट की दिशा में भी तेजी से प्रगति की है। इस सत्र में जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल प्रोजेक्ट पूरे किए गए उसकी इंफॉर्मेशन मैं आप लोगों से साझा करना चाहूँगा। 100 कैडेट्स की क्षमता वाले नवनिर्मित बॉयज़ हॉस्टल और रिनोवेटेड गर्ल्स हॉस्टल का उद्घाटन किया गया है। कैडेट्स हॉस्टल्स और हाउस मास्टर्स क्वार्टर्स के लिए नए सेप्टिक टैंक का निर्माण किया गया है। कैडेट्स मेस के रिनोवेशन का काम पूरा किया गया है। स्कूल कैंपस में सड़क के दोनों तरफ पाथवेज का काम पूरा कर लिया गया है, जिससे स्कूल का सौंदर्य और कैडेट्स के लिए सुरक्षा भी बढ़ी है। स्टाफ क्वार्टर्स के रिनोवेशन का काम पूरा कर लिया गया है। पूरे स्कूल कैंपस की पेंटिंग और वाइट वॉशिंग का काम भी पूरा किया गया है। स्पोर्ट्स एरेना की बाउंड्री वॉल के का निर्माण कार्य प्रगति पर है। और जो प्रोजेक्ट्स अभी पाइपलाइन में हैं उनमें है नया शॉपिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स, जिसमें कि हम कुछ पेरेंट्स के लिए गेस्ट रूम भी बनाने वाले हैं। इस का भी उनकी तरफ से काफ़ी दिनों से एक डिमांड रहा है पेरेंट्स की तरफ से, तो इस बार हमने शॉपिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स के साथ कुछ गेस्ट रूम बनाने की भी सोची है। नए गर्ल्स हॉस्टल का भी निर्माण किया जाएगा, जिसकी की प्रक्रिया टेंडरिंग प्रक्रिया जारी है। भविष्य के कुछ प्रोजेक्ट जिनके लिए हमें मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस से अभी फंड मिलने वाला है, उनमें कुछ है एथलेटिक ग्राउंड में सिंथेटिक ट्रैक, हॉस्टल्स के टॉयलेट्स का रिनोवेशन, एकेडमिक और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ब्लॉक्स में कुछ जरूरी बदलाव और स्विमिंग पूल के सीपेज प्रॉब्लम की रिपेयरिंग। राज्य सरकार के साथ जून 2021 में जो एमओयू साइन हुआ है उसके संदर्भ में मेरी मुलाकात प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी एजुकेशन डॉक्टर राव से 31 जनवरी 2022 को हुई थी। इस मुलाकात में एमओयू के सभी प्रावधानों को तेजी से लागू करने और करंट फाइनेंशियल ईयर के बजट में शामिल करने पर सहमति हुई है। इन प्रावधानों में शामिल हैं सैनिक स्कूल सोसाइटी के सिफारिशों के अनुरूप कैडेट्स की स्कॉलरशिप की दरों में वृद्धि, राज्य के प्राइमरी स्कूलों से सैनिक स्कूल ज्वाइन करने वाले कैडेटों को पूरी फीस की राज्य सरकार द्वारा भरपाई और फूड सब्सिडी की दर को 115 रुपये की दर पर बढ़ाने के लिए एवं एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव और पेंशनरी खर्चों में राज्य सरकार की हिस्सेदारी। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट के लिए 26 करोड़ की विशेष अनुदान देने पर भी सहमति हुई है, जिससे हम 2 नए बॉयज़ हॉस्टल, नया ऑडिटोरियम और एनडीए ब्लॉक और ऑफिसर्स और स्टाफ के लिए नए क्वार्टर्स बनाएंगे। ऑप्सा के सदस्य सामूहिक और व्यक्तिगत रूप से समय समय पर स्कूल के विकास में अपना योगदान देते रहते हैं। उनसे इस वर्ष में जो एसेट्स हमें मिले हैं उनमें कुछ इस प्रकार हैं। लेट कर्नल हरीश पटेल की याद में उनके छोटे भाई डॉक्टर किरत पटेल रोल नंबर 1085 ने आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस लैब के लिए 32 कंप्यूटर स्कूल को दिए हैं। 1985 बैच के पूर्व छात्रों ने ट्रॉली सहित ट्रैक्टर डोनेट किया है और 1983 के पूर्व छात्र मयूर सिंह झाला ने स्कूल को एक मल्टी यूटिलिटी व्हीकल बलेरो प्रदान किया है। आपको ये जानकर भी खुशी होगी कि ऑप्सा ने एक फाउंडेशन की स्थापना की है जो स्कूल के आर्थिक रूप से कमजोर मेधावी कैडेट्स को आर्थिक रूप से मदद देगी। इसके अलावा इस वर्ष से स्कूल से एनडीए ज्वाइन करने वाले तथा मेरिट में प्रथम आए छात्र को 25,000 की राशि देने का निर्णय भी इस फाउंडेशन ने लिया है। मैं चाहूँगा कि आप सब लोग इसके लिए ताली बजाकर स्वागत करें। धन्यवाद। अंत में मैं कोरोना काल के विपरीत परिस्थितियों के दौरान सैनिक स्कूल सोसाइटी, हमारे एलबीए चेयरमैन, स्थानीय प्रशासन मंडल, स्वास्थ्य विभाग, अभिभावकों, बालाछड़ी टीम और सबसे महत्वपूर्ण भविष्य में उभरते लीडर्स के ज़बरदस्त योगदान और भागीदारी ने साबित कर दिया है कि जब सारे घटक एक साथ आते हैं और एकजुट होकर काम करते हैं तब अपेक्षित परिणाम अवश्य मिलते हैं। मैं आप सभी को सक्षम, संरक्षित और सुरक्षित शिक्षण वातावरण प्रदान करने में सहायता के लिए धन्यवाद देता हूं और आभार प्रकट करता हूं। मैं अपने सभी प्यारे कैडेट्स को ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं और आशीर्वाद देता हूं कि वे अपने जीवन में महान उपलब्धियां हासिल करें। नई पहल, नई चुनौतियों, नए समाधान, नई ऊंचाइयों की तलाश में हमारी यात्रा जारी रहेगी। आप सबको एक बार पुनः धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you, sir. It is rightly said that celebrating one's achievements and applauding your triumphs is a sure way to refuel enthusiasm and keep oneself motivated for the future endeavors. And Annual Day gives that opportunity. It's time now for the short culture program by the enthusiastic cadets of Sainik School Balachadi. We now hand over the mic to Cadet Neil Patel and Cadet Pranav Pandey for further proceedings. Cadet Neil and Cadet Pranav.
Why does it seem to me that it's just a matter of moments gone by? I was here, only on this rostrum, welcoming all the dignitaries, the social delights, the mental mites, the same blue endlessness, and again, the same perfumed air, the same bubbling bonhomie, the same scintillating sacred schizophrenia, the same hand-holding. Then friends, may I ask you, what's the difference?
Well, the answer is well known amongst the entire social spectrum here at Sainik School, Balachadi.
Excellent morning to one and all. Today, I, Cadet Neil,
And Cadet Pranav
are here to take you all for a best ride through the Cultural Extravaganza 2022 of Sainik School, Balachadi.
Saraswati Mahabhage Vidya Kamal Lochane Vidyarupi Vishalakshi Vidyam Dehi Namostute. Vidyarupi Vishalakshi Vidyam Dehi Namostute. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know that now Sainik schools are also co-ed and we have a group of 10 girl cadets admitted this year.
So Pandey, I guess the celebration must begin with the performance by one of the members of this historical batch.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's witness performance by Cadet Dhwani on Saraswati Vandana.
So put your hands together for Cadet Dwani performing on Saraswati Vandana. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause to Cadet Dwani.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 72nd year of the Constitution of India. Let me acknowledge you all with the salient features of this great document.
A constitution is a living document. It's always adapting to the changing needs and technologies. Our constitution has the distinction of being the largest written constitution of any democratic country on earth. 72 years after it first came into effect on 26th of January 1950, the Indian constitution has outlived most of its peers. It's all the more important when compared with the global experience of national constitutions. Most of the scholars attribute the Indian constitution endurance to its design and the case with which it was crafted.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we are living peacefully at our homes,
Without the fear that somebody may conquer us and make us slave,
if we are peacefully enjoying our fundamental rights,
if we are fearlessly expressing our thoughts and opinions,
if we are capable of moving freely without any ounce for self-protection,
If our next generation can dream and hope for the best,
if we are confident that we can choose our figurehead and no military coup can take away our freedom.
my dear fellow men, for that we salute our constitution and its makers. And we, the Balachadians, are here with an English kit to showcase the importance of the Constitution of India.
So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the English Kit team.
Lakshmi is a female worker in a cotton mill. She is the on-ground in charge and has to ensure that all the workers are doing their job on time. Lakshman, on the other hand, is a regular worker working under Lakshmi. His job is to dye clothes and dry them. On the day of wage collection, manager gives Lakshman more salary than Lakshmi, even when she has a higher post, more work time and experience, and is always punctual, just because she is a girl. Lakshmi feels very dejected.
Oof, I am so tired. I have to do the work all the day, and then also my work is now over. Thank goodness we are getting our salaries today so that I can pay my rents, bills, and EMIs.
My work is so simple. Just put a few clothes in the dye and relax for 5 to 6 hours. Today, when I will get my salary, I will buy myself some new clothes.
Attention everyone. All have to collect their salaries at 5 o'clock in the evening.
Everyone reaches the manager's office at 5 p.m.
Here are your 200 rupees, Lakshman. Take them and sign here.
Thank you, sir.
Lakshmi, take your 100 rupees and sign here.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Sir, I have a higher post, more work experience, more work than Lakshman. Even I do my work properly and on time. Then why do I have lesser wages than him?
Women these days. Don't you get it? You're a girl. You should be grateful to us that we have given you a job.
Women these days, trying to be equal to us. हमने उंगली क्या दी, तुम तो सर पर ही चढ़ गए.
So what if I'm a girl? Do I not have the right to work and earn equal wages? Why do these people see us as inferior being than them? Am I not equal to all these people just because of I'm a girl?
Atif is a Muslim man looking for a house to rent in a big city. His broker Rahul shows him many houses, but he likes none. They are either too expensive or not very good to live in. At the end, Rahul shows him a house which is good to live in and affordable. Almost all the formalities were done when the house owner comes to know that Atif is a Muslim. Seeing a Muslim man in his house, he gets enraged and throws Rahul and the broker out of the house. Atif is heartbroken seeing himself being treated like this just because of his religion.
Rahul, you either show me a good house or you will not get your full payment. I have a train to catch tomorrow and I need to get a house before that.
Don't worry, sir. The next house I'm going to show you will be easy on pocket as well as very good to live in.
You have been giving me hopes since the morning. Let's check out the next house.
Yes, sir. Please come this way.
They reach the house and Kanishk opens the door.
I assume you have bought a tenant for me, Rahul.
Yes, sir. This young man want to rent a house and the specification he want matches with your house perfectly.
You may look around the house, son, and if you like it, then we can talk about the terms and conditions.
Atif looks around the house and he likes it.
Yes, sir. I do like your house and I would surely want to rent it.
Well, I have few conditions which you have to agree on to live in the house. First, you have to return home before 12. Second, no partying in the house. Third, ask me changing anything in the house. And fourth, I can come anytime to check the house.
No problem, sir. It would be just better if you inform me prior to your arrival as I may always not be at home.
Okay, if you don't have any problem, then we can talk about the formalities. Rahul, hand me the papers. I have to sign.
Here, sir.
What's your name, son?
Atif Khan.
What? You are a Muslim? How dare you enter my house? Get out at once. And you, Rahul, how dare you bring a Muslim into my house? You know I can't bear them. You both never show me your face again.
So what if I'm a Muslim? Can't I rent a house? I don't get why people differ me from themselves just because I don't follow the God they believe in. Can't I live in a Hindu's house just because I'm a Muslim?
Bhim is very excited for his first day at school. He goes to the school and sits beside a fellow classmate who happens to be of upper caste. Both the boys become friends in an instant. The teacher enters the class and introduces himself. Upon knowing that Bhim is a lower caste boy, everyone around him moves away and shouts at him, even the boy he had just made friends with. This makes Bhim feel very sad, but he says nothing. Later, the teacher does not check his work in the class and he is not even allowed to touch the common pot to drink water. All these actions make young Bhim feel very sad.
Dad, today I'll make a lot of friends in the school and study very hard.
Okay, Beam, but be just careful. Don't get into quarrels. If someone says something that you do not like, just ignore them.
Okay, Dad, let's go now.
Bhim's father drops him at the school.
Okay, Beam, study hard.
Okay, Dad, bye.
Bhim goes on the seat and talks to the boy next to him. After some time, the teacher enters.
So hello students, my name is Ganshan and I am your teacher for this year. Let us all introduce ourselves to each other. Everyone will stand up and say their names one by one.
Good morning everyone. My name is Sham.
Good morning to all of you. My name is Ram.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bhimrao.
You! Why didn't you tell me that you are a Mahar? I will have to purify myself.
You idiot, now I have to sit and pray for 30 minutes just because of you.
Go and sit on the floor. Don't you know that lower caste children don't sit with the upper caste children?
Bhim feels very sad, but he keeps quiet.
Okay, so who has solved this question?
Me. Me, sir.
Stop! Don't you dare to touch me. Just go and sit on the floor again. Idiot.
Sir, can I drink water?
Okay, Sham, just give him water.
Sir, I can take it on my own.
Stop. Don't touch the pot. If you will touch the pot, then it will become dirty. So don't dare to touch the pot. Here, take this glass.
So what if I am of a lower caste than other students? Can't I study with them? What is caste? And who decides that which caste is superior to the other? Today, I, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, pledge to improve this system and promise that no one else will face such discrimination.
All the members of Constituent Assembly are having a meeting in which they are discussing the important points to include in the Indian Constitution. Mr. Nehru is addressing the gathering, while other members like Shri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, and Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar are presenting their views and points.
A very warm welcome to everyone present over here. As we all know, we are gathered over here to discuss about the problems faced by our brothers and sisters during and even before the British rule. So, I would like for you all to put forward your points and we'll make the rules accordingly. First, I would like Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel to put forward his views.
Thank you, Mr. Nehru, for giving me this chance. As we all know, our country is very big to be governed by a single government. I think we should adopt the federal form of government from Canada. In this, different form of government will have their own jurisdiction in their different areas. Like the central government will look after the issues of the whole country and the state government will look after the issues of their particular state. Thank you.
Thank you, Sardar Patel. You have given us a very important point to think upon. As we all know, good administration is a must for a country to run properly and prosperously. Next, I would like Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan to put forward his views.
Thank you, Mr. Nehru. Education plays a very important role in the making of a strong country. I think we should provide free and compulsory education to children up to 14 years. This will create educated young people who will help this country to grow. Young people with brilliant minds can achieve things we cannot even imagine. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sarvapalli. You have taught us how important education is. If only we had taught our people during the freedom struggle, it would have been a lot easier. We will make sure to put this point in the Constitution. Next, I'd like Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar to put forward his views.
Thank you, Mr. Nehru.
As we all know, India is a very large and diverse country with people of different caste, race, and religion. I believe that everyone living in this country is equal and should be given equal right. Thus, people need to understand this and we need to add this in our constitution. We have seen what people could achieve, what Britishers could achieve just by dividing us on the basis of our religion. Imagine what we could achieve if we work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ambedkar. You have given us a very strong point to ponder upon. As we all live in the same country, we should be united. Discrimination on any basis is harmful to us.
The discussion and making of constitution went on for 2 years, 11 months and 18 days. And finally, on 26 November 1949, the constitution was completed. It was adopted by the country on 26 January 1950.
My fellow countrymen, today I, Cadet Bhimrao Ambedkar, and with me, my drafting committee, presents you the Constitution of India.
After being discriminated on the basis of her gender, Lakshmi decides to stand up against it. She tells the manager that what he is doing is wrong and makes him realize his mistake. The Constitution of India helped her in her fight against injustice.
Sir, I would like to inform you that what are you doing is an punishable offense according to the Indian Constitution. You can be fined or even jailed for this act. I want my rights and rightful wages.
I am sorry, Lakshmi. I agree what I have done. That is wrong. Please forgive me and take your 300 rupees. I will never discriminate from now on.
I am also sorry, Lakshmi. I did not realize how prejudiced I was. I agree that both men and women are equal. From now on, I will never see women as inferior.
After being discriminated on the basis of his religion, Atif decides to do something about it so that no one else faces such a situation again. He tells Kanish that what he is doing is wrong and makes him realize his mistake. The Constitution of India helped him in his fight against injustice.
Sir, I would like to tell you that you cannot discriminate me just on the basis of my religion. I am also a person of this country and deserve equal rights. This may be your private property, but you know, if I inform this incident to the police, you are surely gonna be arrested.
I'm extremely sorry for my behavior. I was very angry, but now I have realized that these things do not matter. We may worship different lords, but we all are the same. You may live in the house if you want.
Thank you, sir.
Bhim feels sad about being treated badly in school. He tells his father about his day. He gets enraged and goes to the school next day. He tells the teacher that what he is doing is wrong. The Constitution of India helped Bhim in his fight against injustice.
Dad, I will not go to school tomorrow.
Why, son? What happened?
Bhim tells his father the whole story about what happened at the school.
Is it so? I will come to your school tomorrow.
Next day,
Dad, I am very scared.
Why are you scared, son? Let's go. I'll come with you.
Bhim's father goes with Bhim to the school.
Are you the teacher here?
Yes, sir. How may I help you?
I heard what you did in the class yesterday. You are violating my son's right to equality. I can get you punished for this legally. Being a teacher, you should teach children good values rather than these old taboos and malpractices.
I'm really sorry, sir. I was blinded by my pride. I will promise to teach these children the right things. Bhim, please go and sit on the desk.
The Constitution has helped us to get our rights and made us equal to the other citizens of India.
I have completed the pledge that I have taken. I have given everyone the rights they deserve, and now everyone in this country is equal and united.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was a small effort to spread awareness of the greatest constitution and in the world and its making.
Give them a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, Pranav, I have a question for you.
Question? Yeah, please ask.
Okay, there is something like a story in a vivid detail. told using action and movements. It's a form of art that shows expressions. Normally, it's for fun, but it's also a form of non-verbal communication between the living beings. It's something which mesmerizes our heart and soul. What's that?
Maybe you're talking about something which energizes all of us. Probably it's the most beautiful thing in our life. It is something which is part of the nature, the water, the birds, the plants.
And human, of course. Yes, we are talking about the dance. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not the least, let us witness the sensational patriotic dance performance by the Balachadians. So put your hands together for the bread takers of Balachadi.
बाहर आ जाओ सब लोग, सबके घर से संदेशा आया है।
संदेशे आते हैं, हमें तड़पाते हैं, चिट्ठी आती है, पूछे जाती है कि घर कब आओगे, कि घर कब आओगे, कि तुम बिन ये घर सूना सूना है। किसी की सांसों ने, किसी की धड़कन ने, किसी की चूड़ी ने, किसी के कंगन ने।
सर पे ये केसरी रंग सजाया है। मेरी ज़मीं अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए 100 दर्द सहे, महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा, चाहे जान मेरी ये रहे ना रहे। सरसों से भरे खलियान मेरे, जहाँ झूम के भंगड़ा पा न सके, आजाद रहे वो गाँव मेरा जहाँ हंसती रहे तेरी आंख घड़ी भर नम ना हो। मैं मरता था जिस मुखड़े पे, कभी उसका उजाला कम ना हो। ओ माई मेरी क्या फिक्र तुझे, क्यों आंख से दरिया बहता है। तू कहती थी तेरा चांद हूँ मैं, और चांद हमेशा रहता है। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा, गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। हम न खोए हौसला, मिलके साथ चलने का यूं कर ले फैसला, मिट्टी हम जो चूमे तो मिलता जोश है, बस तेरी ही खातिर चाहिए सरफरोश है, जीत का जश्न हम मनाएंगे, आसमां तिरंगा सजाना है, शान से सभी को बताएंगे, जीत लेंगे ये सारा जहां। झुके तेरे आगे सर, तेरी गोद मेरा घर है, तुझे सलाम इंडिया। झुके तेरे आगे सर, तेरी गोद मेरा घर है, तुझे सलाम इंडिया। झुके तेरे आगे सर, तेरी गोद मेरा घर है, तुझे सलाम इंडिया। झुके तेरे आगे सर, तेरी गोद मेरा घर है, तुझे सलाम इंडिया।
So, ladies and gentlemen, with this, we come to the end of the cultural extravaganza of 2022. Please give a huge round of applause to all. We leave this rostrum with great smile on face and a hope in the heart of meeting again subsequent year. Goodbye and have a charming day ahead.
And now, we hand over the grandstand to Cadet Abhishek and Cadet Shreyansh for further proceedings.
We hope that you have enjoyed the colorful program presented by the cadets. Celebrate what you have accomplished, but raise the bar little higher each time you succeed. The officers, staff, and cadets of Sainik School Balachadi work with the same objective.
It's time now for the prize distribution ceremony. We now would like to invite Mr. R.K. Swagya, Senior Master, Sainik School Balachadi, for further proceedings.
Thank you very much, Cadet Neil Patel and Pranav Pandey, for your wonderful presentation. I request once again audience to give a huge round of applause to these premium cadets. Now it is time to acknowledge the academic talent and hard work of our future leaders to facilitate their accomplishments and encourage this winner. It is rightly said that all of us do not have talent, but all of us have equal opportunity to develop our talent. For this, I request Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Lieutenant General Retired Asit Mistry, PVSM, AVSM, SM, VSM, to come on the stage and do the honor to our talented leader. Sir. To start with, the toppers of class 6 to 12 for the academic session 2020-21, here I would like to inform you all that all the examinations were conducted on online mode due to pandemic COVID-19. And the performance shown by all the cadets is remarkable, and therefore I start with the first ranker of class 6th. It goes to Cadet Aditya Kumar, roll number 6396 of Shastri House. He secured 98%. Cadet Aditya. Come forward. Come forward. First ranker of class 7th, it goes to Cadet Abhay Raj of Garuda House, roll number 6307. He secured 98.67%. Cadet Abhay Raj. Next in the row, class 8, Cadet Aman Kumar, topper of the class, roll number 6131. He secured 97.1%. Unfortunately, he has not yet reported. I request house master of the house to collect this prize. First ranker of class 9th, it goes to Cadet Vatsal Gamba, roll number 6004 of Tagore House. He secured 91.29%. Cadet Vatsal. Next, class 10th, topper, who has appeared for CBSE examination, Cadet Nishant Kumar Rahi, roll number 5933 of SP House. He secured 95.2%. He is also awarded with sponsored prize and a book, sponsored by Captain retired Ankit Vaishnav of Samember, roll number 376, in fond memory of his mother, late Sashibala, and his father, late Sri Ashwin M. Vaishnav. He has for scoring highest mark in English language at 10th board examination. He is also awarded with sponsored trophy by Mr. T.C. Das, ex-hostel superintendent of school, in fond memory of his brother, late Lakshmi Narayan Das. Cadet Nishan Kumar Rahi. Next, the sponsored prize again of highest mark in English at 10th class board examination. It has been shared by 3 cadets. One is Nishant, who has just now taken the prize. The second in the row is Cadet Abhishek Gupta. He also scored highest mark in English at CBSE examination. Roll number 6194 of Angre House. Cadet Abhishek Gupta. One more cadet who has also scored 92% in English language in CBSE board examination, Cadet Bhavdeep Singh Jadeja, roll number 5926 of Shivaji House. Bhavdeep Singh. There is a sponsored cash prize of rupees 5,000 sponsored by Mrs. Lisi Balaraman, our ex-teacher, in fond memory of late Mr. N.B. Roy, Senior Master and Head of the Department, Hindi, for securing highest marks in Hindi subject in 10th class board examination. And it goes to Cadet Aditya Kumar, roll number 5920. Cadet Aditya. The first ranker of class 11th, Cadet Soryare, our school captain, roll number 5791 of Tagore House, securing 93.97% in 11th class. He has also been awarded a sponsored trophy by Mr. T.C. Das, ex-hostel superintendent of our school, in fond memory of his late brother, Lakshmi Narayan Das. Cadet Soryare. The topper of class 12th, Cadet Meet Amboda, roll number 5662, 94.4%. He is also awarded with 3 more sponsored prizes. I'll just announce cash award of rupees 10,000 sponsored by Mrs. Lisi Balaraman in fond memory of late Mr. R. Balaraman, HOD, Physics Department, for securing highest mark in physics. Secondly, he get a book and certificate sponsored by Captain Retired Ankit Vaishnav, OFSA member, roll number 376, in fond memory of his late mother and father for getting highest mark in English language. And of course, a rolling trophy sponsored by ex-principal V.K. Kaushal for the first position in CBSE class 12th examination. And he secured 94 marks in English. Cadet Meet Boda. Yes, Now, best all-round cadet of the school for the year 2020-21. Our board has decided on the basis of the all-round performance in various categories, and it goes to Cadet Awadh Vasoya, our school cultural captain, roll number 5780 of Angre House, Cadet Awadh Vasoya. Trophy is there. Take it back. Now, the most important award, that is Captain Nilesh Soni Trophy for the best NDA entry for the academic year 2020-21, and it goes to Cadet Hemal Srimali, roll number 5686 of Garuda House, and he has been selected in 147th course, and he has joined this course. Also, I would like to inform to the August gathering that OFSA Foundation, Ahmedabad, they have declared and sponsored from this year a cash award of rupees 25,000 for the best entry in NDA every year. So may I now request the father of Cadet Hemal Srimali to come and collect his award. Best cadet in art, our art teacher Mr. R.S. Mishra, on taking the various assessment and the points related to the art, he has selected a cadet Chetan Sarvaiya, roll number 5879 of Tagore House, as the best cadet in art. Chetan Sarvaiya. Unfortunately, we could not able to give one prize. That is also very important. Due to COVID pandemic, we could not able to conduct the number of sports and games event, and therefore this time we could not able to select the best sportsman of the year 2020-21. Anyway, now for different activities, the inter-house activities, the trophies for the year 2020-21. Starting with Public Speaking Trophy, it goes to Tagore House. I request House Master, House Captain, Vice Captain, and the school appointment of the house to come and collect the trophy.
It's 11:30 a.m. your phone to turn on notification access.
Now, the academic trophy, seniors. The points is calculated based on all the internal examination plus annual examination, and percentile is calculated, and based on the percentile, the total points of the house is calculated, and finally the house position is decided. This year, the academic trophy for the senior, it goes to Angre House. I request all the members of the house, including house master, to come and collect the trophy. Number of activities we have conducted, curricular activities on online mode, and finally the calculation was done. And this time, the curricular activities trophy, it goes to, again, Tagore House. So we are having two holding house, and their calculation was also done, and academic trophy is also awarded to them, and it goes to Nehru House. I request house master. Now the most coveted trophy, UPSC NDA entry, based on the points calculation on written examination, SSB clear, and final entry in NDA. The house which has sent the maximum number of cadets in the NDA, and this trophy this year, that is 2020-21, it goes to Sardar Patel House. House master, please, this side. This is a consecutive third time the holding house, the best all-round house, is maintained by the same, that is Nehru House. It goes to Nehru House. Last but not the least, that is the best all-down house, that is the Cock House Trophy. Anybody guess from audience? Yes, you are right. And it goes to Sardar Patel House. May I now request MC of the ceremony to take the mic and do the further proceeding.
Batons of command are considered an integral part of senior ranking army officials' uniforms. I now request Honorable Chief Guest Lieutenant General Asit Mistry, PVSM, AVSM, SM, VSM retired, to present the baton of command, Commandant NDA, to Group Captain Ravindra Singh, Principal Sainik School Balachadi, as a mark of remembrance and long association. Sir, please. The chief guest is kind enough to also present the Journal of National Defense Academy and a diary named Pearls of Wisdom, NDA, to our principal, sir. Sir, please. I now request Principal Sir to present the school memento and token of remembrance to Honorable Chief Guest. Sir, please. Thank you, sir. I now request Honorable Chief Guest Lieutenant General Asit Mistry, PVSM, AVSM, SM, VSM, retired, for his address to the gathering. Sir, the cadets are eagerly waiting to hear you. Sir, please. Your friend.
Group Captain Ravindra Singh, Principal Sainik School Balachadi, Squad Leader Mahesh Kumar, the Administrative Officer, Squad Leader Sri Lakshmi, members of OPSA, parents, the academic and the administrative staff of the school, and above all, the cadets of my school. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to have been invited to be the chief guest for the 60th annual day function of the school. And I am extremely grateful to the principal for bestowing this honor on me. It has certainly brought back some very fond and nostalgic memories, some very pleasant and some troubling. Captain Nilesh Soni and I joined the school together, although he was a class junior to me. We were in NDA together. Before his sad demise in Siachen Glacier, he was deployed with my battalion in Dras as an artillery observation post officer, or OP officer as it is known. For 3 months, he was with my battalion. And then after some time, he went for his tenure in Siachen Glacier, where unfortunately in an avalanche accident, we lost him. And when his mortal remains were being carried home, they passed through Dras. The helicopter landed at Dras for refueling, and I happened to have seen his mortal remains before they were brought across Sojila and then back home. So that part of memory is what is troubling, that I still remember Nilesh very, very clearly. We were in NDA together, although he was a couple of courses junior to me, but very fond memories. Again, some very, very famous names. There are a couple of prizes sponsored by Captain Ankit Vaishnav, roll number 376. Ankit used to be the school captain when I joined the school in 1972, almost 50 years ago. I think in my biodata they read out the date I joined the school on 27 June. I never remembered that. So it's nearly 50 years ago, and Ankit was the school captain at that time. And he joined NDA in his first chance in the 50th course. And I, 5 years later, followed suit and joined NDA in the 60th course. And I have still been in touch with Captain Ankit Vaishnav. He was inspiration when I was in school, and he continues to be inspirational even today. There are a couple of prizes sponsored by Mrs. Lisi Balaraman. She was my teacher of English. Her late husband, Bala, as we used to call, or he was known, went on an exchange program as a teacher to Afghanistan, stayed there for about 3 years, and when the trouble started because of the Soviet arrival or occupation of Afghanistan at that time, Mr. Balaraman came back and resumed his duties as the physics teacher. And he also used to be our cricket master. He was an outstanding cricketer. And Mr. N.B. Roy, the very legendary Hindi teacher of our school, and an outstanding sportsman. You name a game and Mr. Roy could play it. Not only play it, he used to excel at it. But in particular, as a true Bengali, he used to be an outstanding footballer, but he was equally adept at playing hockey, cricket, and racket games. So some very fond names, some very revered names. Unfortunately, both Mr. Balaraman and Mr. Roy are no more. We've lost them, but Mrs. Lisi Balaraman is still alive and keeping well. She's in Kerala. I am fortunate to be in touch with her. Her younger brother also joined Sainik School. He joined Sainik School Karakotam. He's a serving officer in the Navy, and his son is currently a cadet in NDA. So, you know, life takes a big circle. And before we go ahead, I must first compliment the performers of this morning's events. I think the entire function, the way it was choreographed, the way it was planned, coordinated, and the way it was executed was outstanding. It is indicative of the high standards that the school is known for. It is also indicative of the involvement and kind of efforts made by all the masters who've been guiding the students and the students themselves, the cadets themselves, who, despite very limited time available on account of COVID, have produced a magnificent show. May I request all of you to please join me in giving a very big hand to all of them. also take this opportunity to compliment all the winners of the individual prizes as well as the house trophies. Well done and keep it up. But that should not detract the others. Those who haven't got the prize at this time, this should actually inspire you to reach these standards, these heights, and be here next time. So keep at it. Well done. While a lot of things have changed and they must change, because things must change with time, the school today has far, far better infrastructure than we had in my time. And this is bound to happen, that with times you have to grow. Yet some things do not change or should not change with times. And that is your value system. I alluded to that last evening when I reminded you about the grace that we said in our times and that continues to be said even today, because that is part of your value system. So your value system cannot change, should not change. Pursuit of excellence, or yoga karmasu kaushalam, is the motto, the sum total of our value system. And that should continue to guide us, all of us, all Balachadians. You know, there is a quotation about excellence by Aristotle, and I must read it out verbatim. He says, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. So therefore, if you have to adopt excellence as a habit, it has to be your universal standard. You cannot be selectively excellent. You cannot pick and choose, okay, this activity I will do in an excellent manner and that activity I will do to half of my potential. No. That is not the way to pursue excellence, because in that case, you will seldom be able to differentiate between what is excellent and what is not excellent. Your endeavor should be to pursue excellence always and every time. And you will be able to do that provided you are sincere in your efforts and honest in your intentions. So sincerity of purpose and honesty of efforts are two things you have to remember. Your purpose must be always sincere and your efforts must be always honest, 100%. Anything less than 100%, you're being dishonest. And to whom are you being dishonest? To whom are you being dishonest? To your own self. You can keep cheating yourself as much as you like. There is nobody other than your own conscience judging you. There is nobody awarding you marks. So you can test yourself and you can keep failing yourself if you wish to. But if you wish to pursue excellence, honesty of effort has to be there and sincerity of purpose has to be there. There is no two-way. There is no halfway house in this. If you are here at Sainik School, you must learn the art of leadership. And that is something that is being inculcated in our students from the time they join the school. And there are certain basic tenets of leadership which are non-negotiable. They are universal, across the board, irrespective of the levels of leadership. You can be leader at your class level, you can be leader at the school level, you can be leader at a junior level later in life, or at a middle level in service career or at the topmost level, as it is known as tactical level, operational level, or at strategic level as it is referred to. But there are certain basic tenets which are universal and applicable across the board. First and foremost is your integrity. There is a saying in English that if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. So if you do not have integrity, you cannot be a leader. Full stop. It won't start. The process of leadership cannot start if you're not having integrity. Second, you have to know your job. If you do not know your job, how will you inspire others to do their jobs? So if as students your job is to study, then you must know that job. If you are a house captain, you should know how to run your house. But if you do not know how to do that, sorry, you will not succeed. Leaders assume responsibility. You cannot shy away from responsibility. You have to take ownership of an issue, of a problem, of a situation. Leaders make changes. If you are a leader, do not be afraid of making changes. And making change is not easy. Change is always resisted. Nobody wants to make a change. If you're used to sitting at one particular place in the classroom, if somebody asks you to change that place, are you happy? No. For a couple of days, you will be distracted. So resistance to change is a very human phenomenon. It's a very human response. And therefore, the leaders have to rise themselves above that resistance, convince the group that they are leading that this change is for their better, and therefore let us implement the change. So leaders have to catch the bull by the horn and make sure that you bring about the change that you desire. But you bring about a change not for the sake of doing it. You do it to bring about more efficiency, more effectiveness, to make your outfit, your organization more effective. Leaders are not afraid to face challenges or problems. Now, there are a couple of issues with facing challenges or problems that I want to bring your attention. One is, you can always be overawed by a challenge, by a problem, and say, oh, I can't do it. But look around. You will always find somebody with a much larger problem, and yet facing it with absolute confidence, poise, a smile on his or her face. If you had to undergo 14 days quarantine, you found it very difficult. Yes or no? Yes? Have you thought about soldiers staying at Siachen? They are at 20,000 feet at minus 50 degrees Celsius, and they are on a post for 3 to 4 months. They are in a worse place than your home for quarantine. They can't talk to anyone. They have no mobile phones. There is no electricity. There is only tin food. Whereas 3 days out of 5 it is snowing, it is packed, there is no visibility, there is no sun. You have to melt snow to create water. So is there a problem bigger than yours? Yes or no? Is their problem bigger or no? So if they can face up to their problem, why can't you? So there are n number of such examples that somebody else's challenge is always better or bigger than yours. So that should give you confidence that irrespective of what is the size of your challenge, you are capable of overcoming it. The second, when the problem looks too big, the best thing is to take it in small parts, divide it into small parts. Don't try and solve the whole problem at a time. Bite it off into small pieces, and then they'll start becoming manageable. The third aspect is that you can always take a problem as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to do something better. It's an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself. Take the example of COVID. When COVID struck, a lot of businesses collapsed. Even the education system came to a grinding halt because we were all locked up inside our houses. There was a lockdown. But gradually, people found ways of doing things. In terms of education, people came up with the concept of online education. And today, 2 years down the line, a lot of companies, a lot of processors have reinvented and have started doing things better. A lot of people say we do not need offices. We would rather work from home. We'll save that money that was being spent on offices. Similarly, a lot of schools, colleges have adapted hybrid mode of education, as we have done in NDA, as the standard mode of education. That you will have a combination of contact learning and you will have a combination of online learning. By doing that, you're getting the advantages of both sides. So have you changed a problem into an opportunity? Is it? So you can do it. It's your approach to a problem that will determine whether it's a challenge or it's an opportunity. When you get up in the morning, there are two ways to face the day. One is to say, oh God, it is morning. The other is to say, oh God, it's morning. Is there a difference? That difference makes your day. So how do you want to make your days? Second, so take a pledge that everyone will get up every day in the morning and say, oh God, it's morning. All right? Is that a promise? Okay. I have presented this baton of Commandant NDA as also these two books from NDA. One book is called The Pearls of Wisdom. It's the speeches delivered by the chief guest during the passing out parades of NDA right from the beginning. And second is a coffee table book about NDA. It gives you glimpses of various parts of NDA and life at NDA. And the baton of Commandant, which I was presented when I hung my uniform. I'm confident and very hopeful that these three things will inspire more and more cadets to join NDA or join the services. While we have very impressive achievements, the principal read out the annual report. We've been doing extremely well in most fields. we are doing reasonably well as far as joining NDA is concerned, but there are Sainik schools which are doing far better than us. And that is something that I must say absolutely upfront without pulling any punches. And there is a lot we can do. There's a lot all of us can do. And if you have to prepare yourself to join NDA, that preparation does not start once you come in 12th standard. That preparation has to start from the day you join the school. It's your all-round knowledge, all-round skills, all-round growth of your personality, all-round growth of your leadership potential that will help you get across. There is a very minor difference between those who go on that side of the line and those who fall short. So if you prepare yourself well, and you prepare yourself in a deep manner and not in a superficial manner with an accelerated studies over last 3-4 months before the exams, you're more likely to succeed and do well. And B, having joined NDA is not the end of life. That's only the beginning of another form of life. So those who have got across and have joined 147th course, and those who are waiting eagerly for the 148th course, please remember this, that even once you have joined NDA, remember that you belong to Sainik School Balachadi. You have to continue to uphold the name of the school by excelling in your performance there at NDA and later in life as these 4 young officers from INS Valsura here today. So please remember that you have to uphold the standards and the value system of the school, which is pursuit of excellence, always and every time. I would also appeal to all of you that those who for any reason are not able to make it for NDA, you have an alternate option to pursue further education in the institute where I am currently working, which is the Rashtriya Raksha University. This is a university in Gandhinagar. It is designed for security studies. It has 10 different schools pursuing different disciplines, starting from strategic studies and defense studies to artificial intelligence, IT, cyber, to international relations, and even forensics and criminology. So you have a wide choice of subjects to pursue. And thereafter, you can still try your hand to join the services through the route of CDS, that is Combined Defense Services exams, or pursue an academic career in the field of security studies. So there are a lot of options available to you. So, and we are going to have a tie-up between the RRU and the Sainik School to even give you an education package on security studies for the students of Sainik School Balachadi. So it'll give you some introduction into the field of security and defense, for which the principal has been at the forefront in developing this idea. I must particularly compliment and congratulate Group Captain Ravinder Singh for the kind of leadership that he has provided the school. I have seen him over last 3-4 years that he's been in the school. I was fortunate to visit the school in 2019 when he was the principal and I was still in service that time. And since then also a lot of more improvements have taken place in the school. He has been relentless in his efforts to get more resources, both from the Ministry of Defense as well as the Government of Gujarat. And his efforts and persistence have actually paid off. So, my compliments to you, Ravinder. Please keep up the good work. Well done. And last but not the least, I would like to thank your parents for having spared their wards, for pursuing their education in this one of the finest education systems of India. This is the ultimate example of Gurukul system, and they deserve all the kudos for having spared you. And I would urge them to continue to extend their support and encourage you. And particularly the parents of the girl cadets who have joined the school recently. This is a new beginning. We already have 10 girls cadets in our school, and soon you will have girl cadets in NDA. This is an idea that time has come. It cannot be stopped. So best is to get the best out of it. Harness it. There is a lot of talent available. Don't deny yourself this choice. There is a lot of potential leaders available irrespective of your gender. And let us learn to accept this change in the most magnanimous, efficient, and encouraging manner. Once again, I compliment the principal and his team for the excellent efforts, not only for today's show, but also for the way they have handled the school over the last 2 years in particular, despite the COVID challenges. And all the best. Let's hope to see some more results, better results for ND exams next term. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for giving we the cadets an insight of your memories of school time, your remarkable journey of life, and various achievements. Sir, we are really fortunate to get the valuable lessons of life from you. Thank you once again. I now invite Squadron Leader Mahesh Kumar, Administrative Officer, Sainik School Balachadi, to propose vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Good morning to one and all present over here. Honorable Chief Guest of today's grand function, Lieutenant General Asit Mistry, PVSM, AVSM, SM, VSM, retired. Our most valued invited guests, media reporters, OPSA members, ladies and gentlemen, and dignified connected parents. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on the occasion of 60th Annual Day celebration of our school. On behalf of principal, staff, and cadets of Sainik School Balachadi, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest for his esteemed presence and encouragement. We are indeed grateful for the gift of your time and the honor of your presence. Thank you, sir. We are greatly encouraged by your gracious presence and immensely benefited by your inspiring address. Heartfelt thanks to OPSA members and all our most valued guests for being part of this event. It's been really a great pleasure. I especially thank dedicated and motivated teachers, administrative staff, general employees, and all the people who have contributed in the completion of this event successfully. I also thank all the participants of Annual Day function who made all of us spellbound by their majestic performance. Thank you to each and everyone for making this event so special, so memorable, and so compelling that not one of us wants them to end. Each one of you have shown that absolutely anything is possible and that life is all about amazing capabilities. I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to the entire organizing team for the perfect logistic support, the stage setup, and for the undying efforts they are put into making this program a huge success. So let us pray for all gathered here today and hope that our students will always continue to strive and excel. Sir, we thank you for being with us this morning. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you all once again. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. We now request everyone to stand for the school song. Please start the national anthem. Sit down, everyone. With this, we have come to the end of the program. We now request the chief guest and the distinguished guests and staff members to join for high tea. Thank you, Jai Hind.